Hey squad mates, welcome back to Squad. I'm bringing you another How to Squad video. Today, covering the Combat Engineer, which takes a delicate hand in order to play effectively in the game. Because they're not meant for direct combat. You've got little weaponry, little in the way of small arms. The Russian, Canadian, British, and US teams, you will get a rifle with a red dot or iron sights and 4 magazines. That's it. Only 4. Not 6, not 7 like the other kits. No magnifying, no ACOGs, no scopes. And unlike the red dot riflemen or squad leaders, here for the US team, it's not even a full auto M4. You've still only got the 3-round burst setting. You get a knife, like everybody. You get some bandages. You get some smoke grenades. And that's where the similarities with the other kits end. I'll slap a mag in here, because I'm, paranoid like that. Pro gamer move. Reload after firing 1 bullet. So what makes the Combat Engineer and the Sapper exciting? Well, okay, let me cover the difference between the Combat Engineer and the Sapper. Like I said, US, Canada, Russia, British teams all get the Combat Engineer, whereas the militia and insurgent teams get the Sapper. And there is a difference. I'm going to wander my way over to the boxes while I explain this. The Combat Engineer, you do not get any hand grenades. Instead, you get 1 brick of C4 demolitions with a 30-second timer. And as soon as you place the explosive, the timer starts counting. You got 30 seconds to get you and any of the blueberries not smart enough to realize you've planted a bomb out of the area to a safe distance. You also get anti-tank mines. Now, both the C4 and the mines cost 50 ammo to reload, to replace from a box. I'm going to wait for my 30 seconds here. There it goes. As a Combat Engineer, you also get a shovel, which, by the way, is one of the biggest advantages of the kit. Both the Combat Engineer and the Sapper dig 3 times faster, either digging up or digging down. They dig 3 times faster than all the other kits with shovels. We also have a vehicle repair kit. So as a Combat Engineer, you can help repair, damaged vehicles. If you come across a Logi that the enemy team has shot the tires out of, you can replace the tires and salvage the Logi. If the main battle tank has gotten tracked and is busy shooting at enemy lats, since you've got lighter weight weaponry with limited ammunition, you can repair the tank, and while the tank crew can keep shooting. You also get sandbags. So I'm going to fill this gap here. You get your own set of sandbags that you spawn with. That starts in your kit, and you don't have to spend build points out of the fob to build these sandbags. You also get binoculars, since you do not have a magnifying optic. And a roll of razor wire. So, as a Combat Engineer, you can help build the fob a little bit without requiring the use of build supplies out of the fob. And because you dig 3 times faster, you can build this very quickly. I'm going to change teams real quick And we'll go to the Sapper, and I will explain the difference. Along the way, let me talk about methodology of use. Here's the Sapper. You do get more ammunition, but you have iron sights instead of an optic. You still don't have a pistol, just your knife or a bayonet in this case. And in addition to the C4 and anti-vehicle mines, you get the IED here. The IED works kind of the same principle as the C4. It is a general purpose explosive. However, it is a larger radius. It is a more powerful explosive than the C4, and it does not have a 30-second timer. Instead, you get this phone, and you can simply call the IED to remotely detonate it. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Both of these kits, the Sapper and the Combat Engineer, are available to select inside the squad. You can select this role if there are 3 or more members in the squad. The Insurgent and Militia teams can carry as many Sappers on the team as they want, so long as you have 3-man squads. You could create a whole bunch of 3-man squads and have 12 or 15 Sappers. The Combat Engineer has the same rule. You can select that role once there are 3 or more people in the squad, but you can only have 2 Combat Engineers per team if you are on the US, Canadian, Russian, or British teams. So it's roughly a 4-second delay from when you push the button to let the phone ring before the IED detonates. But as you can see from earlier, that's a bigger explosion than came from the C4. So if you plant a C4 on a radio, so like I said, playing as a Sapper or a Combat Engineer, you're going to spend all of your time behind the combat line. You're either going to be behind friendly lines, driving Logi trucks and digging fobs, because you dig 3 times faster. The IED costs 100 ammo to replace. Or you could be behind enemy lines, planting explosives, dropping mines, planting C4, hunting for fobs. If you have an IED, if you're playing as a Sapper, they are a more powerful explosion. You do not need to dig down a radio. It's basically a one-hit kill. I'm going to plant this next to the radio here, and we'll blow it up. To be honest, I'm not sure if you can destroy the radio here on the range, but we'll find out. Dialing Chuck. I guess you can't destroy the fobs on the range. But an IED is enough to one-hit kill a fob radio. Whereas if you are playing on the Western factions, you have to dig the radio down. Roughly 25%. Dig it enough that the model changes, so that the radio looks different. And then plant your C4, and the C4 will destroy the radio the rest of the way. C4 and IEDs also work great on immobilized vehicles. So you've got a main battle tank that you've tracked and then managed to kill the crew while the crew was trying to repair the damaged track. And then you can use the C4 or the IEDs to destroy the vehicle. However, it will take 2 IEDs to destroy most vehicles. I think it takes 3 maybe for a main battle tank. In both cases, either with the IEDs or with the C4, you can place up to 5 explosives on the map. Let me get back to the mines. You can place up to 10 mines on the map. And the The mines do not differentiate between friendly and enemy vehicles. So, be careful where you put them. Don't put them where your Logi trucks are driving. Once you plant a mine, you gotta dig it down, hide it. As the sapper, combat engineers cannot do this, but as sappers, you get this rocks here, and you can hide your landmines. So, I mean, that's a thing. Works great. Don't do that on paved roads. Also, you know, you've got a lot of rocks here, so you should be able to hide them anywhere. Put a bunch of rocks down. So they won't know which set of rocks is actually the landmine. Or, you know, if the enemy team is paying attention and looking for a couple rocks in the road, you can use these as a diversion. You know, if I hadn't planted my mine here and just used the rocks, you know, if the enemy is trying to drive the Logi truck over here and they're coming down this road and they see, oh, there's rocks there, somebody's probably hidden the mine, they back up, they drive down that road, which goes, you know, down this row of tents and comes out over there. I could put my mine over there and just have the rocks here as a decoy. Depends on how smart your enemies are. Just an idea. The mines and C4, or in the Insurgents' case, TNT, but same effect, require 50 ammo points to reload each. I know I mentioned, you know, earlier, but they're both the same cost, regardless of which team you're on. I suggest a mine will kill light vehicles. Logis are going to get wrecked. Techies, ruined. Things without armor. Heavier vehicles will simply get a mobility kill. Their tires will be destroyed. Their tracks disabled. If it is, you know, an MRAP, a Striker, a Bradley, a BTR, an MBT, they will be tracked. They will be disabled. If you put two mines, you know, if I planted a second mine, I've got one there, I've got ammo available, I plant another one here, the momentum of the vehicle will carry it. You know, even though this one blows up, takes out the wheels, the momentum of the vehicle will carry it over the second one. And between both mines, it will destroy anything and everything. I believe it may require 3 mines to take out a main battle tank, in which case I would put them in a triangle formation, you know, one there, and then one here, and one over here. The only way to disable mines is to dig them up. You know, you watched how I left-click, dug it down, and buried it to hide it. You right-click and dig it up to destroy it. And any kit, you do not have to be a sapper or a combat engineer to destroy mines. Anyone with any kit can do that. But because the sapper and combat engineer dig faster, they can take out mines quicker. If you can get a battle buddy to go with you, get somebody with a medic kit or a rifleman, whoever's willing to have that much fun, you man a vehicle. If you're on the insurgent team, I suggest taking a Dishka techie. If you are on one of the Western countries, you know, United States or Russia, for example, bring an MRAP or a scout car, and the two of you get way deep behind enemy lines. You can use the ammo supplies off of the vehicle. You know, what do they carry? 300 ammo? I will go look. You can use the ammo supplies off of the vehicle as a dispenser for your mines. And now you guys are behind lines with a machine gun. You know, he can cover you while you're planting mines. You guys can drive around, chase down enemy lodges, disrupt supply lines, hide some mines here. If you happen to come across a fob, he can cover you while you dump C4 onto it. And just generally be a nuisance, be a pain in the enemy's backside because you're behind enemy lines with a machine gun and lots of general purpose explosives. I mean, use your imagination. So let's see here. Got a generic Dishkateki, which has 300 ammo supplies on board. If you're planting mines behind enemy lines, that's enough for 6 landmines, plus the one you're carrying. So you can put 7 mines behind enemy lines. Here with the MRAP, Crow's MRAP, 300 ammo. 300 ammo on the open top. So again, 6 mines. This is a scout car. 300 ammo. I do not suggest using MTLBs. They're slower. They do have 600 ammo. I mean, you could. That's a lot of mines. But they're slow. And they're easy targets. And they're loud. Personally, I'd rather have a scout car or an MRAP. Depending on what team you're running. You can also plant IEDs. Here, I'll go do it just as an example. You can plant IEDs on vehicles and have someone else drive the vehicle and, you know, radio into you, hey, you know, I'm parked in my truck next to the enemy tank, blow up the mines, or blow up the IEDs and take out the enemy tank. It's a thing. It's an asshole thing. But it's a thing, and I suggest you do it. Here's a regular transport truck. There's also 300 ammo. And I can tell you from memory, the US team transport truck gets 300 ammo. So, you know, if you're running solo and don't have someone to run a turret to cover you, then take a transport truck. Or a motorcycle. Anyway. Here, grab some ammo. I'm going to throw another one on here. I suggest only doing this IED jihading with motorcycles because the motorcycle costs 1 point. You will lose 1 ticket when the motorcycle is destroyed. Whereas you will lose 5 tickets when you blow up a transport truck. Anyway. There are 3 IEDs on there. That is enough to destroy a main battle tank. If you can get someone else to drive the truck for you, and they just run in there like a mad lad without getting shot, and ram into a main battle tank, those 3 IEDs, you can have up to 5 on the map at once, remember? So those 3 IEDs, nice big boom. That'll take out a main battle tank. Or anything else nearby. But look, they reset already. Great. I think that's all of the basics covered. If you're playing either as a combat engineer or a sapper, less so if you're a sapper, but especially as a combat engineer, if you have to use your rifle, you have failed. You do not want to shoot your gun. You're either behind your lines, driving lodges, digging fobs, because you can dig fast. And if you have to use your rifle to defend the fob, then that means the team has failed you. If you are behind enemy lines, you're being sneaky. You're planting mines, you're planting C4, you're digging radios, blowing stuff up. Like I said, general purpose explosives have a lot of general purposes. But if you use your rifle, if you run into enemy infantry and have to fight your way out, they know you're there. They know what you've done. And unless your brick of C4 is already ticking on a radio that you've already dug down 25% or more. They're going to be able to solve that problem, and what you've done will be useless. So, if you have to use your rifle as a combat engineer, you have failed your mission. But, you know, if you've got an MRAP or a Dishka techie, and you're running around behind enemy lines with a battle buddy, machine gunning lodges, planting mines, being loud and aggressive, keeping them distracted, at that point mobility is your friend, and then you will need your rifle. I think that's all the significant points I need to cover. Here, I'm going to open the map real quick. This mine that I planted earlier, friendly mines are marked on the map as white skulls. So if you're driving around and you see that, don't run it over. Because even though it was planted by someone on your team, it's still going to blow up your vehicle just the same. It's just telling you that it's there. So, like I was saying earlier, you need to be careful where planting your mines. You know, if I'm driving friendly Logi trucks out here from the line back here, and I have now blocked off this road with a mine, that is also hampering my team's supply lines. I can't think of any other major points to cover with the Combat Engineer or Sapper kits. So, thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for playing squad. And I'll get you some gameplay footage to illustrate my points here in the near future. See you guys out there.